We have many places of worship around the Upper Cumberland, each having a focus on bringing people in, but they also have a mission to resonate outside of those walls in the lives of their community. We sat down to speak with Bobby Davis of Life Church to find out how they are reaching across the Upper Cumberland, touching and changing lives. We are here today at Life Church to explore how they're moving in the lives all across the Upper Cumberland. We're joined by Pastor Bobby Davis. Thank you for being here with us today,
You're
Bobby.
welcome. Glad to be here.
All right. So we want to talk about many things in a short amount of time, but tell me a little bit about your background. You're growing up here in the Upper Cumberland.
I was born here in 1967 to a Baptist preacher and his wife. There was 5 of us kids. So grew up in a probably lower middle class home. Dad didn't make a lot of money at the church, and Mom was basically a factory worker, but we had a great home.
I've heard you mention in your sermons and just in your history that you went through some things in life that you had to transition through to get to where you are today.
Absolutely. So, like I said, I grew up in a great home, but about 14, 15 years old, and I think every teenager probably goes through this, but you're looking for your identity. Right. So I just started hanging out with what you would call the wrong crowd, right, and became the wrong crowd, and it led me into a lifestyle of drug addiction, and by the time I was in my 20s, it was bad.
So how did you transition from your life with drugs into ministry?
Well, I actually went through a program called Teen Challenge. We'd never heard of it, but it was for a year and 3-month program. And you know, when I first went in, I had a bad attitude, didn't want to be there, but then I call it God's timeout.
Right.
Finally, God began to bring me back to when I was a kid, and that I had accepted Christ. And that was a time in my life that I really did have some joy and peace. And so God just kind of brought me back home, and I went through that program. And so I got very involved in church, and as I did, I had a pastor, Pastor Eddie Turner, that used to be at Trinity Assembly, just started telling me, I believe there's a call of God on your life. And he encouraged me to pursue Bible school, and that's kind of how I went into ministry.
Now, Life Church is doing tremendous work across the Upper Cumberland, and you partner with other churches, you are partnering with organizations and supporting and helping contribute to organizations that help serve the people. Tell us how that works.
One of the things that I wanted us to be was a church that wasn't just, you know, I grew up in this. And so you hear these people always say, all that churches wants is my money, all that church wants. Yes. And I thought, you know, no, we're going to be like Jesus. And what did he do? He served people. He served. And so we started serving wherever we could. When we moved to this location in 2007, we wanted to be a good neighbor to the high school. So we became an adopter of the high school and just served them. And so we've tried to do that. We actually have, in the last 3 years, we've got our services going into 5 correctional facilities in 5 different counties. And so our ministry goes in via video. The inmates come out and watch video, and then our people go in and pray with them and meet with them. And man, we've seen such fruit. Some of them have gotten out of been released from incarceration, and they come to church here now, and they're actively involved, leading ministries. And so we just want to be a serving church. And you know, I think God blesses that.
With all the transition in the lives that Life Church has worked in, what is one that stands out above the rest of them?
The children's ministry, that's one that stands out to me because there's so much after the young generation today. Mm-hmm. I thought it couldn't get any worse in the 80s when I was in high school. And now it's just, I mean, kids are under such pressure to find acceptance, to find their identity. And so we want to be able to really bring great ministry to children before they get sucked into this vacuum, if you will. And the other thing that I'm really passionate about is the jail ministries, because some of them, their families said, I'm done with you. And some of them, I understand why the family would say that. but God's not done with them.
I know we're here today talking about Life Church and the works that you guys are doing in the Upper Cumberland, but it's not all about religion, and you're doing a lot of other works out there in the Upper Cumberland that we may not see, and that all comes from the heart and just being good human beings and people to other people. What are some of the organizations that you're involved with?
We've never said you got to believe exactly like us for us to come together and do something good.
Right.
And so, we partner with Habitat for Humanity. We partner with Cookville Pregnancy Clinic. There are other organizations that we come together, and we just want to bless our community and let people know that there is hope on the other side of depression or whatever they're going through.
We appreciate you letting us come to you at Life Church today and talk about what you're doing and the works you're doing in the Upper Cumberland.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much for having us.
Well, thank you for being here, and bless you.
Thank you, Bobby.